So this is the follow-up video to yesterday's D-loop installation. And if you remember, I said leave the D-loop loose, and that's for two specific reasons. One, to get your vertical center shot dialed and you don't have to loosen this back up. And two, to correct a little, like small amounts of peep rotation. If you line that D-loop up with the dead center of the peep and then tighten it down, when you draw back, it'll cause that peep to follow the D-loop, and you will get that nice, peep that's not rotated left or right on you, where you're going to kind of try to mess with it or, whatever. So I'm using a Van Handel leveling kit, and most of the time I just eyeball everything, but for video purposes, we're going to use this set of tools. They do make cheaper sets out there that work really well, and these little plastic yellow ones that have the arrow level and the bow. But what it does is you get this dialed, your forward and back, get the level nice and square, and then your left to right, and that way once you get this where you want it, it won't be lying, this level won't be lying to you on the arrow. And this is like a pendulum style. We won't get into the left and rights, we're just worried about the vertical and why we're leaving the D-loop loose for the moment. So as you can see, these two holes here, those are the burger holes. Rule of thumb out there is you want to line these up. You want to line the arrow up with them. And you want to try to get it perfectly even. The gap between and below or whatever, but you want it in the center of the burger holes. And you want to try to run the arrow that you are using, because there's a lot of skinny diameters and that'll change a lot of stuff, or fatter, don't just run a random arrow, use what you're using. Like I run these Aerotech Speed Freak 300s. So, and on top of that, the nocks are different. So, you might need a little bit of more of a gap in your D-loop or whatever. So you're going to bring this up to where it's level. We'll say that's level on the, everything's lined up perfect on there, but I'm still getting a bubble forward. So we will bring the nocking point up until that is level. There we go. That means that this arrow is perfectly level. Doesn't mean that it's going to leave the bow perfect or tune perfect. You're still going to have to make fine adjustments on your rest, and possibly even move a little bit of your D-loop up. But a lot of that's caused by timing or tuned issues, which I will do another video on timing. We'll do a 2-track system, a binary 2-track system. And if you're wondering what the zip tie is here, I put this on anytime I remove the draw stops to use the press. I put that on there to remind me to check the draw stops, because if you've ever drawn a bow back without them, the cams over rotate, lock up. Not fun. You run the risk of blowing the bow up trying to get those things to turn back over. But anyways, so we'll say we got this dialed, and we got our center shot where we want it, and now we want to obviously tighten it down, tighten the D-loop down. Like I said before, to get the gapping in the D-loop, you can use needle nose, but you want to be gentle. You don't want to put it in there and just wrench down, because once the D-loop goes past the fulcrum point and the pliers, it will actually slide down. It'll cause the pliers to shoot in, and you will get the D-loop and the string pinched in. Some of these are pretty sharp, and you could damage your string. So you want to be really careful. You just put it in there, get the gap to where you need it to be able to use D-loop pliers. And there's multiple companies that make them. You got the Carbon Express ones that you can get in there, tighten down. These are really popular. These ones here, these actually leave a nice gap in there. But they don't work really well on people that like to run a long D-loop. But you could put these in here like this. If you can see how that looks, it runs along there, and then you just squeeze, and I'll just do it for this video. Pull it like that. Now you got your nice tight D-loop. So that is the index of the peep installation. And like I said, you might have to try to loosen this up and move it up or down depending on if your bow's being finicky, trying to get it to tune right. So I hope that, helped a little bit. Thanks for watching.